Hey guys, what is up? I know this video is coming a little bit early, but I wanted to share my experience when I went to Portland Retro Gaming Expo this weekend. Had a really great time and met a lot of cool people. Flew out Thursday morning with Greg and Mike and Matt, and we went to the Arcade Impossible crew. We ran into NES Complex, who hung out with for most of the weekend. Got to meet Wood from Beat 'em Up, Billy from Game Room TX. Also got to hang out with some really great couple, girlfriend versus. Of course, the Retro Liberty crew was there, doing their thing. Alpha Omega Sin, Johnny Millennium from Happy Console Gamer, and Rob Man got to attend their panel. Luigi Freakout 123, who was even generous enough to bring us back to their place to show us their collection. Amazing Nintendo room. Seriously, go check out their videos. Gamester81, Vintage Video Game Geek, was great to meet him for the first time. Metal Jesus Rocks, Drunken Master Paul, Pete Dorr, just amazing people. Of course, since we had Thursday and Friday, we did some sightseeing. Went to Voodoo Donuts. Got to stop at Frank's Noodle House. Great place for some spicy food if you're really into that. Really great place for dinner. Rogue's Ale, we stopped in, took a brewery tour, and had some drinks there and chilled for a little bit. We also went to, whoa, hey, back up. Zoom in just a bit. Yeah, did I also mention that Portland's a very dirty city? I mean, seriously. Anyway, Ground Control. Great barcade that they have down in Portland. Highly recommend you stop in and check it out if you're ever in the area. It's where we spend a few of our nights just chilling with everybody, having some drinks, socializing, playing some awesome pinballs and shmups and fighter games. The illuminated tables are just awesome to see. And if you get a chance, pictures don't do it justice, but definitely check out their bathrooms. It's just neon lights everywhere. Ground Control's a really great place to hang out, and I really regret not picking up a t-shirt or something there. We also got in a little bit early to the vendor area, so they listened to the convention center before it opened, where we just kind of chilled out some more and lounged around and played some of the games they had set up as vendors were finishing up their booths and everything, just kind of playing some games, having some fun, and just having a great time. It was kind of like a class reunion in a way. So, also Friday night, the Portlandian took us down to the Hollywood Theater uptown. We got to watch the Angry Video Game Nerd movie. I'll reserve my critique of that later, but you can PM me if you really want to know my thoughts. Saturday morning came around, and boy, were the lines long. Luckily, they didn't last long. They went pretty quick going along, but it was just massive lines throughout. I think they had over 2,200 people attend this year, which is probably the largest they had, I guess. So the vendors area, of course, jam-packed. Some good deals there. I managed to find some that, unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of things I was looking for, but it was great just to shop around, see what they had. There were some things I hadn't seen in a long time. And that's where we ran into a lot of the other YouTube people, such as them. And then they also had an arcade area, which was open late at night, that we hung out with. They had console games set up. You could play anything from the TurboGrafx on up to the Dreamcast. No PS2, or they had an Xbox, and it might have been a PS2, but some classic arcade games, Pac-Man, some fighters too, some pinballs, which I didn't get a shot of here, but just kind of a fun place to hang out, which was really neat that they had that open for people. Some spoilers here, of course, while we're in the area with Greg and NES Complex, we had to do some shots from old Game Look 4, so some of these you may have seen in the trailer, some of these you're seeing for the first time, and maybe some hints at the future episode, but these are just some behind-the-scenes that I ended up taking, which shouldn't show too much, but yeah, it was a fun time. I really miss it, honestly. Definitely going back next year and hope to see everybody else again. So now for the fun stuff. What did I actually pick up at Portland, as well as some of the games I got for the rest of October going into November here. So we're going to start with some oddities here. I actually ended up picking up some imports over at Portland. Ended up picking up Fighting Vipers for the Sega Saturn, since now I have this really nice import Sega Saturn. I kind of felt I needed to get some games for it. So I now have three versions of Fighting Vipers: the arcade version, the US version, and then now the Japanese version. The reason I picked this one up though is that they have Pepsi Man, who was exclusive to the Japanese Fighting Vipers, as well as some advertising that they did with Pepsi. So there's a bunch of like Pepsi brand ads and everything within the game. So that's kind of cool. I'm kind of excited to play that just to see some of the differences. I also ended up picking up a shmup game that I kind of been looking at, but had no intentions. Trying to get the stupid sticker off of it here real quick. Um, but it's Macross. And this is actually based off of the Macross 2 movie, So Long My Love, I believe. It's called the Super Dimension Fortress Macross for just the game itself. It's a 2-disc set. You can kind of read here, which is kind of cool about these. They actually have English with the Japanese titles on there, so you can read that too. It does have the spine card included. They included it on the back side within the case. But it's got scenes directly from the anime movie. So if you've seen the anime movie, you pretty much know what's going on. Otherwise, there's no subtitles, so and my knowledge of Japanese is very limited. But it's still a fun little game. It is kind of challenging. I think I got up to level 10 on the second disc before I had any real problems, and that was on medium difficulty. It's kind of different. I mean, it's not really what you would really think of a shmup. It kind of shows off the power of the Saturn a little bit because it has multiple layers of objects coming at you, which is kind of cool. But Dreamcast stuff. Sadly, I did not find the 6 games I had set out to hunt for. I ended up grabbing a bunch of other games that were still on my hit list that I didn't have. There's also, I picked up some of the generator discs. 1 and 2, so all I'm missing now is 3. And then I have the full set of those Dreamcast Magazine discs. So, which he had 3, and I figured I had it already, and I didn't when I got back. I realized it. So, but I picked up Cubert, Soul Fighter, Donald Duck Going Quackers, which is kind of a weird one to find. I haven't seen this one around here at all. Armada, Deep Fighter, another one that I've been hunting for and don't see very often. Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. Finally, I have all of the Resident Evil games now for the Dreamcast. This one's eluded me for a long time too, and I think I paid about $20 for this game, which is kind of high. The rest of these games, I don't think I paid more than maybe $10 or $15 for. Fur Fighters. This one does not have the. There's actually an alternative color. I think the first print had kind of a holograph type lithograph front. So, Soldier of Fortune. Finally got that one too. The other version of Speed Devils, the online version, which I think is coming back online. I think people are trying to get the servers back up. I'm not sure. Wow. Yeah. Of course, with all things, you have to have the crappy games, right? So I ended up picking up Chicken Run, based off the movie. No idea how this is going to go. And then I also found another strange one. The next Tetris Online Edition. And finally, I now have all the colors of the Dreamcast controllers. I found the green one. You can see from the little sticker there on the box. It is brand new in the box. I mean, it's kind of not in great condition. There's some wear and tear on the box, but you know, the controller itself, it's actually still in the wrapper and the instructions and everything. So, translucent green. I have all the colors. Now I just gotta find that freaking yellow VMU. So, set those aside. Matt also managed to find Sonic Advance 2 in the box. Some wear and tear on it, but it does have the instruction manual and everything inside of it. So it is complete. There's the manual. And last night we were up in Madison, and they had a box of $2 games that were from like Atari and Game Boy and Game Gear. But Matt managed to also find a Japanese version of Sonic Labyrinth. You can kind of read some of it there if the camera focuses, but yeah, underneath. But you don't find Japanese Game Gear games very often, which kind of makes me wish they could kind of talk to me, figure out how it got from that side of the world all the way over here. Some more modern stuff. My sister actually recently moved to Florida, kind of as a parting gift. She let me have her copy of Lord of the Rings Lego on Vita. I swear, Vita games are really cheap to find. I think used at most places around here, you can grab them for anywhere between 12 to 20 bucks. So they're pretty cheap, and I'm not sure how long that's gonna last. I have a feeling that those are gonna kind of jump in price. I thought that the PlayStation TV would kind of pump up some of the sales for the Vita, but I guess that's not happening. A lot of people are kind of upset that there's some DHCP, so people can't really record from those devices yet to give you live streams or gameplays on those. But last game I also have is the shiny, very, very shiny foil cover Senran Kagura Versus. Very pretty box, though. It's a beat 'em up on the Vita, but it's got this massive collector art book in it that's just like, I think it's over like 200 pages. It also comes with the soundtrack, but here's the book, and it is pretty thick. But I mean, there's just picture profiles and whatever else. So, a couple things. Some not safe for work, but yeah. I actually have the 3DS version of Summer and Kagura, and it's actually a fun beat 'em up. It gets a little repetitive after a while, but still kind of fun. So looking forward to that. I first have to finish going through Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. I've been working on that for the last month now. I'm probably about 21 hours into the game. I'm hopefully near the end. Then after that, I'll start Danganronpa 2, and then I'll start Sunrun Kagura. But anyway, that's it. And also, wow, my hair looks really greasy. Of course, I just got out of the shower, so yeah, sorry about that. So that's it for this month. And with Christmas coming up and everything, it's going to be pretty slow for the next 2 months here, but we'll keep trying. Also, I am now up to 200 Dreamcast games total overall, with about 46 remaining. So that's going to be a challenge from here to find those little ones that are really uncommon or just outright rare, such as the Gigawing 2, Gunbird 2, Cannon Spike, and all those other games that are on my hit list at the top. So, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you next month.